You felt lost. The ground beneath you crumbled the moment the divorce was finalized. It wasn't just the end of a relationship. It was the collapse of the life you once knew, the shattering of dreams you thought were forever. The pain is raw, relentless, and often feels like it will swallow you whole. But here's the raw truth. You were broken but not defeated. This heartbreak, as devastating as it is, doesn't have to be the final chapter. It can be the beginning of a transformation so profound that the person you were before the divorce no longer defines you. The first step is brutal honesty with yourself. That ache in your chest, the nights where tears blur your vision, the moments when you ask, why me? All of it is real. Don't push it away. Don't slap on a mask of strength before you're ready. Accept it. Own it. Healing begins not in denial but in acknowledgement. The pain is a signal, a psychological alarm that something significant has been lost. You can't heal what you refuse to see. Regret gnaws at your mind like a persistent shadow. You replay conversations, imagine different choices, and wonder if you could have done something to prevent this. This mental loop is exhausting and traps you in a prison of what-ifs. But here's the truth you might resist. Regret is not a dead end. It's a doorway. When you stop asking, why did this happen to me? You start asking, how will I rise from this? Regret becomes fuel when you refuse to let it define your story. Psychologically, heartbreak triggers a cascade of grief responses similar to mourning a death. You experience denial. This can't be happening. Followed by anger, bargaining, and deep sadness. This is normal. It's human. But the crucial difference lies in what you do next. The transition from denial to acceptance is the pivot point. Acceptance is not surrender. It's a powerful choice to face reality and reclaim control over your life. It's the moment you say, I will not be a victim of this pain. Acceptance doesn't erase the hurt, but it stops the bleeding. It lets you breathe again. And with breath comes space, space to rebuild, to grow, to transform. This is the foundational truth. Healing is a process, not a switch. It demands patience, courage, and relentless commitment to personal growth. The person you were before the divorce is not the person you must remain. The pain is a crucible, and from it, you forge a stronger self. You might ask, how do I even begin? Start small. Recognize the emotions swirling inside you without judgment. Let yourself cry, scream, or sit in silence. These are not signs of weakness. They are acts of bravery. They clear the debris of denial and open the door to empowerment. Remember, you don't have to rush. Healing is not a race, it's a journey. Understanding the psychology behind grief can help you navigate this storm. Your brain is wired to protect you from pain, often by pushing it away. But pain ignored festers and grows. Instead, when you lean into the discomfort, you activate your brain's natural healing pathways. This rewiring doesn't happen overnight, but every moment you face your feelings, you strengthen your resilience. You may feel a deep sense of loss, not just of a partner but of identity, future plans, and emotional security. This identity crisis is a psychological vacuum begging to be filled with new meaning. The person you were is gone, but what replaces that version of you is up to you. Stop asking, who am I without them? Start asking, who will I become? This foundational acceptance creates fertile ground for growth. Without it, you remain stuck in the painful past, a prisoner of regret and if-onlys. But with it, you begin to reclaim your narrative. You start to see the divorce not just as an end, but as a beginning, a reset button for your life. It's crucial to understand that heartbreak is a natural response to loss, but it does not define your future trajectory. This pain is temporary, even if it feels endless. The mind and body are incredibly adaptive. Given time and conscious effort, they heal. You were broken but not defeated. The cracks in your heart are the places where light will seep through once you allow it. Psychological research confirms what ancient wisdom has long taught. Grief must be acknowledged before it can be transformed. Suppression prolongs pain. Acceptance accelerates healing. This is why facing your emotions head-on is non-negotiable. It's the foundation upon which every other step in your transformation rests. Imagine your emotional state as a stormy sea. Right now, you're in the heart of the tempest, waves crashing violently, threatening to pull you under. Acceptance is the anchor that keeps you from drifting aimlessly. It stabilizes you, allowing the storm to pass rather than drowning you in its fury. When the sea calms, you're free to chart a new course. You might feel isolated in this turmoil, but know this: millions have walked this path before you. You are not alone. Sharing your pain with trusted friends, family, or a counselor can lighten the load. It reminds you that healing is possible, and that others believe in your capacity to rise. This is where commitment comes in. You must commit to yourself, to your growth, your healing, your future. This commitment is a promise made in the depths of despair, but carried forward with unshakable resolve. It is the seed from which your new life will sprout. The process of facing the pain and establishing a foundation for healing is not linear. There will be good days and bad days, moments of clarity and moments of confusion. This is normal. Don't mistake setbacks for failure. They are part of the journey. You become stronger not by avoiding pain, but by moving through it with intention. You were broken but not defeated. The person you were before the divorce no longer defines you. The pain you feel is the first step toward transformation. Stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" Start asking, "How will I rise from this?" This shift in mindset is your gateway out of despair and into empowerment. The truth is, you are standing on the edge of a new beginning. The foundations you lay now, through acceptance and commitment, will support the rebuilding of your identity and the reclamation of your life. You don't have to know all the answers yet. You only need to take the first courageous step, facing the pain and choosing growth over defeat. Remember, healing isn't about forgetting or moving on quickly. It's about integrating the past into a stronger, wiser version of yourself. This moment, as painful as it is your crucible. From it, you will emerge transformed. The person you were before the divorce no longer defines you. You become stronger because of what you endured, not despite it. So lean into your pain. Acknowledge it fully. Let it teach you about your resilience and your capacity to love and to lose. This is your foundation. Build it solid. Build it unshakable. When you rise from this, the world will see not the broken you, but the warrior you have become. You've faced the storm and planted your anchor in acceptance. Now comes the next challenge: rebuilding your identity. Divorce doesn't just dismantle a relationship. It dismantles the very framework through which you viewed yourself. The person you were, partner, spouse, part of a we, has slipped away. The question now is raw and urgent. Who are you when stripped of that? This is not a question to be feared, but to be embraced. This is the crucible where the real transformation begins. Divorce forces you to rediscover yourself outside the relationship's shadow. It's a psychological upheaval, yes, but also an opportunity. A rare, painful gift to redefine your values, goals, and passions without compromise. The person you become after this is not a lesser version, but a more authentic, untethered self. You stop living in the we, and start living in the I. And that I is waiting to be discovered, shaped, and empowered. This transformation is internal. It's not about who you dated or what role you played. It's about reconnecting with the parts of yourself buried under years of shared decisions and sacrifices. What did you love before they entered your life? What dreams did you abandon for the sake of the relationship? What parts of your personality were muted or reshaped? Now is the time to reclaim those lost fragments. Rebuilding self-esteem is critical and demands deliberate action. You cannot wait for confidence to magically return. You have to cultivate it like a garden. Start by journaling. Write down your thoughts, your fears, your hopes. Give voice to the silent parts of your soul. This process helps you untangle the knots of pain and regret, and begin to see yourself clearly again. Therapy, too, is a powerful tool. A skilled counselor can guide you through the labyrinth of emotions and help you rewrite your internal narrative. Don't hesitate to seek help. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. Explore new interests with curiosity and courage. Maybe it's time to pick up that hobby you shelved long ago, or try something completely new. Maybe it's enrolling in a class, joining a club, or volunteering. These activities are more than distractions. They are pathways to rediscovery. They help you meet new people, build new social networks, and most importantly, reconnect with your passions. You become more than the sum of your past relationship. You become a vibrant, evolving individual. Let me share the story of Maya. She was shattered after her divorce, drowning in regret and loneliness. But instead of sinking, she chose transformation. She started small, painting again, something she loved in college but abandoned for practicality. That spark reignited her confidence. She joined an art group, met new friends, and through that community found purpose. Maya's story isn't unique because of the divorce. It's unique because of her choice to rise. She became a living testament to the power of self-reinvention. This journey is not linear. You will have days when you feel like a stranger in your own skin. But with each step, each journal entry, each new experience, you build the scaffolding of a new identity. You become more than the pain you endured. You become stronger, wiser, and more connected to who you truly are. Rediscovering yourself means questioning old beliefs and patterns. What have you accepted as normal that no longer serves you? What values do you want to live by moving forward? Divorce gives you the rare chance to rewrite your life's script. You get to decide what matters most. This is empowerment in its rawest form, taking control of your narrative and steering it toward your authentic self. Rebuilding identity also means setting new goals. These goals are your compass, guiding you out of the fog of loss. Maybe it's focusing on career growth, personal health, or creative pursuits. Whatever they are, make them yours. Write them down. Visualize your future self achieving them. This practice rewires your brain, shifting your focus from what you lost to what you can create. You start to recognize that your worth is not dependent on a relationship status. It's inherent, embedded in your very being. This realization is revolutionary. Stop asking, "Am I enough?" and start affirming, "I am whole." This mindset shift is the cornerstone of rebuilding self-esteem. It's the armor that protects you as you navigate the rocky terrain of post-divorce life. Practical steps create momentum. Journaling daily or weekly is a discipline that grounds you. Therapy sessions provide insight and healing. Exploration of new interests opens doors to joy and connection. Each action reinforces the truth that you are capable of growth beyond the confines of your past relationship. This transformation is deeply psychological. You're rewiring your brain to see yourself as worthy and capable. You're dismantling the internalized narratives of failure and replacing them with stories of resilience and potential. This mental shift is crucial because your mind controls your reality. When you believe in your value, the world responds accordingly. Remember, the person you were before the divorce no longer defines you. You are not a victim of your past, but an architect of your future. The transformation happening inside you is not just about survival. It's about thriving. It's about becoming a version of yourself that is freer, stronger, and more aligned with your true desires. This rediscovery isn't just personal. It's profound. It reshapes how you relate to others, how you set boundaries, and how you pursue happiness. When you emerge from this process, you do so with clarity and confidence. You stop searching for validation from others because you found it within yourself. The journey of rebuilding identity and embracing self-discovery is not for the faint-hearted. It demands courage to confront your vulnerabilities and the willingness to let go of old selves. But it also offers the most rewarding payoff: a renewed sense of purpose and an empowered self. So take that step. Pick up the pen, sign up for that class, say yes to that new experience. You become stronger with every deliberate choice you make toward reclaiming your identity. The transformation is internal, but its effects ripple outward, reshaping your world. You were broken but not defeated. The person you were before the divorce no longer defines you. This is your moment to rediscover, redefine, and reclaim your life. Start asking, "Who will I become?" And watch as the answer unfolds through your courageous actions. You've begun to rebuild your identity, to step into the I that divorce forced you to find. But transformation demands more than self-discovery. It demands detachment. Emotional detachment. This is not about coldness or shutting down your heart. No, it's about freeing yourself from the chains of the past relationship, the memories, the pain, the what-ifs, that keep you tethered to a version of yourself that no longer serves your growth. You felt lost, but now it's time to reclaim your power by learning to let go. Why is detachment so vital? Because clinging to the emotional baggage of your former partnership keeps you stuck in a cycle of pain and regression. When you constantly revisit old wounds, you're trapped in a mental loop that blinds you to the possibilities ahead. You become a prisoner of your history, a ghost of your former self. Detachment isn't about erasing your past. It's about creating distance so you can see it clearly, learn from it, and move beyond it. This detachment is a psychological boundary, a protective shield that lets you engage with life without being overwhelmed by past trauma. It's the space you create between who you were and who you are becoming. Without this emotional space, transformation stalls. You remain entangled in old scripts, replaying scenes that keep your energy tied to loss and regret. But when you cultivate detachment, you reclaim that energy and redirect it toward growth. Channeling your energy into self-care becomes the first act of rebellion against your pain. Self-care is not selfish, it's revolutionary. It says to yourself in the world, I am worth nurturing. This means prioritizing your physical health, eating well, exercising, resting. It means tending to your mental health, meditation, therapy, mindful breathing. It means surrounding yourself with positivity, people who lift you up, environments that inspire you. This is how you rebuild your fortress of strength. Hobbies and passions become your allies in this process. When you dive into creative outlets, sports, travel, or anything that ignites joy, you're not just distracting yourself. You're creating new neural pathways in your brain that associate pleasure and accomplishment with your present self, not your past pain. Each moment spent fully engaged in these activities is a step away from emotional entanglement and toward freedom. Confidence is not a static trait. It's a muscle that grows stronger with use. By committing to consistent actions, small achievements, daily rituals, social engagements, you rebuild your self-worth brick by brick. Maybe it's as simple as waking up early and going for a walk, or as bold as enrolling in a class that scares you. Each act of self-affirmation chips away the doubt and fear that divorce planted in your mind. Outward changes mirror internal transformation. When you start caring for your body, upgrading your style, improving your posture, investing in your appearance, you send a powerful message to yourself and others. You are emerging anew. These changes aren't superficial. They are symbols of your renewed self-respect and determination. You look different because you feel different. You become stronger because you act stronger. Let me tell you about David. After his divorce, he was consumed by bitterness and regret. But he made a conscious choice to detach emotionally from the past. He threw himself into running, joining a local club and reinventing his style. These outward changes reflected an inner shift. David's confidence soared, and with it, opportunities and relationships began to open up. His transformation was not magic. It was intentional detachment and focused growth. Detachment also means reevaluating your relationships. Not everyone deserves a place in your healing journey. Toxic influences, negative voices, or people who pull you back into your pain must be set aside. This is your life, your growth. You become a gatekeeper, protecting your emotional ecosystem. Boundaries become your best friend. Saying no becomes an act of self-love. This process isn't easy. Detachment requires vigilance because old habits and emotional triggers lurk in everyday moments. You will encounter reminders, photos, places, mutual friends, that stir the past. This is normal. The key is how you respond. Instead of spiraling into regret or anger, you observe the emotion, acknowledge it, and then consciously release it. This is emotional mastery. You reclaim your narrative when you detach from the emotional weight that drags you down. You stop defining yourself by what was lost and start defining yourself by what you are building. This is empowerment in action. You become the author of your future, not a prisoner of your past. Focus on cultivating positivity around you. Seek relationships and environments that nurture your growth. Friends who inspire, mentors who challenge, communities that support. Social connections are vital because they remind you that you are more than your pain. They offer new perspectives and experiences that enrich your transformation. Channeling your energy outward also means investing in your passions and hobbies not as escapes, but as expressions of your renewed self. Whether it's painting, cooking, hiking, or learning a language, these pursuits ground you in the present and open doors to joy and fulfillment. They remind you that life is abundant even after loss. Confidence builds as you show up for yourself every day. It's not about grand gestures but consistent, deliberate actions that affirm your worth. This daily commitment rewires your brain to see yourself as capable and deserving. Over time, This internal shift becomes visible to the world around you. Outward transformation, the change in how you present yourself, reinforces this new identity. It signals to yourself and others that you have moved beyond the pain. When you look in the mirror and see strength reflected back, it fuels your momentum. You become a living testament to the power of intentional growth. Remember, detachment is not a denial of your past but a declaration of your future. It says, I acknowledge my history, but I will not be defined or limited by it. This mindset frees you to embrace opportunities, take risks, and create a life that is authentically yours. You were broken but not defeated. The person you were before the divorce no longer defines you. Stop asking, why can't I move on? Start asking, how will I cultivate freedom from my past? This shift in focus propels you into the next phase of your transformation, building a life that reflects your true strength and resilience. Detachment creates the emotional space for growth. It is the foundation upon which confidence, self-worth, and fulfillment are built. Without it, you remain tethered to your pain, trapped in a cycle of stagnation. With it, you become unstoppable. So begin today. Notice when your thoughts drift to old wounds. Practice observing without attachment. Invest in self-care rituals that nurture your body and mind. Surround yourself with positivity. Pursue passions that ignite your spirit. Each step you take in cultivating detachment is a step toward reclaiming your life. You become stronger not by forgetting or erasing your past, but by transforming your relationship to it. Detachment is your liberation. It's the bridge from heartbreak to empowerment. Walk it with intention, and watch as your life unfolds into something richer, freer, and more vibrant. You were broken but not defeated. When you rise from this, the world will see not the shadow of your former pain, but the light of your renewed self. You've cultivated detachment, channeled your energy into growth, and started to rebuild your confidence and identity. But transformation is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Healing and growth are ongoing processes that demand patience, persistence, and unwavering momentum. The person you were before the divorce no longer defines you, but the path ahead requires sustained effort. This phase is about maintaining that momentum and building a new life that honors your strength and resilience. Understand this. Healing isn't a one-time event or a quick fix. It's a continuous journey that unfolds over weeks, months, even years. You'll have breakthroughs and setbacks. Some days you soar. Others you stumble. This is the natural rhythm of transformation. Accepting the nonlinear nature of healing frees you from the tyranny of perfection and fuels your commitment to keep moving forward. Sustaining momentum means nurturing every aspect of your life: physical health, career, social connections, and emotional resilience. Your body, mind, and spirit are interconnected. When you invest in your physical health through consistent exercise, balanced nutrition, and restorative sleep, you build a foundation for emotional strength. Physical vitality fuels mental clarity and emotional stability. This is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Career growth or purposeful work plays a crucial role too. After divorce, you may feel adrift professionally or question your ambitions. Now is the time to realign your career with your renewed values and goals. Whether it's pursuing a promotion, switching fields, or starting a passion project, engaging in meaningful work anchors you and provides a sense of accomplishment. It's a reminder that your worth extends beyond your relationship status. Social connections become your lifeline. Healing thrives in community. Engage with friends who uplift and inspire you. Seek out new networks that reflect your evolving self. But remember, quality trumps quantity. It's better to have a few genuine, supportive relationships than a crowd of superficial ones. These connections provide validation, encouragement, and a mirror to your growth. In this stage, boundaries are your best defense. You've rebuilt your confidence and identity, and now you must protect them fiercely. Setting clear limits on what you tolerate, whether in relationships, work, or social media, is essential. It's tempting to rush into new relationships for validation, but don't. Emotional rebound can mask unresolved wounds and stall your progress. Give yourself the grace to heal fully before opening your heart again. Social media can be a double-edged sword. It can inspire and connect you, but it can also feed comparison, jealousy, and old wounds. Use it mindfully. Curate your feed to include positive, growth-oriented content. Limit time spent scrolling. Remember, your healing is a private, sacred process, not a performance for likes or validation. Momentum is built through consistent daily actions. Small wins accumulate into profound change. Maybe it's a morning meditation, a workout, a call with a friend, or a few pages of a self-help book. These rituals anchor you in your growth and remind you that transformation is a process, not a destination. Consider Sarah. After her divorce, she committed to rebuilding her life step by step. She joined a yoga class to restore her physical and mental health, took night courses to advance her career, and reconnected with old friends who supported her journey. She set firm boundaries around her personal time and social media use, refusing to engage with negativity. Months later, Sarah was not just healed, she was thriving. Her momentum was unstoppable because she treated healing as a lifelong commitment. This stage also demands emotional resilience. You will encounter triggers, anniversaries, holidays, unexpected reminders. These moments can shake your progress if you're unprepared. Build resilience by cultivating mindfulness, practicing self-compassion, and reminding yourself that setbacks are part of growth. When you stumble, don't fall into despair. Instead, acknowledge the pain, learn from it, and recommit to your path. Patience is your ally. Society glorifies quick fixes and instant gratification, but personal transformation is a slow burn. You become stronger with every day that passes, every choice you make to prioritize your well-being. Celebrate progress no matter how small. This mindset fuels perseverance. Remember, you were broken but not defeated. The person you were before the divorce no longer defines you. Stop asking, when will I feel normal again? Start asking, how will I sustain my growth and build a life worth living? This shift in questioning keeps you focused on the future, on the possibilities that await your continued effort. Building a new life means integrating your healing into every dimension of your existence. Physical health supports mental clarity, which fuels emotional stability and social engagement. Career fulfillment provides purpose, while strong relationships offer love and support. This holistic approach creates a balanced foundation for long-term well-being. You also learn to say no to toxicity, to rushed relationships, to distractions that pull you off course. This discipline protects your progress. Boundaries are not walls. They are gates you open selectively to protect your energy and nurture your growth. Use your social support network wisely. Share your journey with those you trust. Let them hold you accountable and cheer you on. Connection reminds you that you are not alone, that your transformation is witnessed and celebrated. Mindfully engaging with social media can amplify your growth. Follow accounts that inspire, educate, and empower. Avoid those that trigger insecurity or comparison. Curate a digital environment that mirrors your commitment to healing. Sustaining momentum requires you to be your own champion. You become the guardian of your progress, the architect of your new life. This is a radical act of self-love, choosing daily to invest in yourself despite challenges or doubts. You were broken but not defeated. When you rise stronger than ever. The person you were before the divorce no longer defines you. You become an unstoppable force of growth and resilience. So keep moving. Keep building. Keep nurturing every part of yourself. Healing is not a destination. It's a lifelong journey that you are fully equipped to navigate. Your momentum today shapes the empowered life you will live tomorrow. You've walked through the fire of heartbreak, faced the pain, rebuilt your identity, cultivated detachment, and sustained your momentum. Now this is where transformation blossoms into empowerment. The person you were before the divorce no longer defines you. What you are becoming is a force of strength, clarity, and authenticity. This moment is not an end, it's a new beginning. It's the day you stop being defined by what was lost and start being defined by who you are becoming. Empowerment is the ultimate transformation. The shift from surviving to thriving. It's the profound realization that your heartbreak was not a sentence but a catalyst. The pain you endured became the soil from which your new, powerful self grew. You become the author of your story, writing chapters filled with independence, self-respect, and emotional maturity. This empowerment radiates far beyond your personal healing. It ripples into every corner of your life. You find independence, not just financially or physically, but emotionally. You no longer seek validation from others because you have found it within yourself. This self-sufficiency is liberating. It frees you from the toxic cycles of dependence and sets the stage for genuine connections built on respect and mutual growth. Your social world expands as you do. The relationships you cultivate now are richer and more authentic. You attract people who resonate with your strength and values. You shed those who no longer serve your journey. This expansion isn't about quantity, it's about quality. Your circle becomes a sanctuary of support, inspiration, and challenge. A community that fuels your continued evolution. Emotional maturity is your new armor. You learn to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. The wounds of the past no longer dictate your responses. Instead, you respond from a place of wisdom and calm. This maturity doesn't mean you're unaffected. It means you've harnessed your experiences to become wiser, not bitter. Look at the bigger picture. Divorce, once a devastating rupture, now appears as a catalyst for profound personal growth. You've transformed what could have been a lifelong scar into a badge of honor, a testament to your courage and resilience. This perspective shift is revolutionary. It changes how you see yourself and the world around you. You were broken but not defeated. When you rise stronger, wiser, and more authentic. The person you were before the divorce no longer defines you. This transformation is not just about healing. It's about becoming a better version of yourself than you ever imagined possible. Encourage others to share their journeys too. Your story, your struggle, and your triumph can inspire those still trapped in the pain. Transformation is contagious. When you open up about your resilience, you light a path for others to follow. This communal sharing builds hope and connection, reminding everyone that heartbreak can lead to empowerment. So what's next? Keep evolving. Growth doesn't stop. It's a lifelong pursuit. Embrace it with open arms and an open heart. The pain you once feared is now your fuel. The losses you mourned have become your launch pad. This is your time to soar. Stop asking, why did this happen to me? Start asking, how will I use this to become unstoppable? This question propels you forward, beyond regret and into the realm of possibility. The divorce was not your end. It was the beginning of your transformation. When you rise not just for yourself but as a beacon of hope, strength, and empowerment for others. Your journey proves that even in the darkest moments, the human spirit can rebuild, reimagine, and reclaim its power. You were broken but not defeated. You become stronger because of what you endured, not despite it. Embrace this truth. Live it. Share it. And watch as your life unfolds into a story of triumph, resilience, and limitless potential.